Hey, it's David in concert, and here I am at the OC Fair in Costa Mesa, California, here tonight to see Patti LaBelle with special guests, the OJs. That's right, I'm going to board the love train to see Lady Marmalade. That is right. And you know what? You know what is here at the OC Fair? What must be at every carnival and every fair? That's right, funnel cakes. There are funnel cakes here. And then let's go over and look at the wacky sandwich. Look at this wacky sandwich you can have over here. Captain Crunch on your chicken sandwich, folks. What more could anyone ask for? And can I tell you something that has bothered me to this day? Is that I watched all 92 episodes of the OC, and never once did any episode ever take place at the OC Fair. What's that about? Okay, I'm going to jump right into it. Here are my top 5 songs from the OJs. At number 5, For the Love of Money. At number 4, we have those cookie backstabbers. Watch out for those backstabbers. Big hit for them. Number 3, Used to Be My Girl. Used to be My Girl. Let me get that correct. At number 2, I Love Music. Great disco song, great classic from the 70s. And my number 1 OJs, of course, is The Love Train. Love Train, hop aboard. And now, my top 5 Patti LaBelle songs. 3 of these are from movies. At number 5, from Beverly Hills Cop, Stir It Up. At number 4, from Beverly Hills Cop, New Attitude. This is a great one. Number 3, we have On My Own, the duet with Michael McDonald. At number 2, now this is what's interesting about If You Ask Me To. This song was originally recorded for the 1989 James Bond movie License to Kill. But they played it during the end credits, and they used Gladys Knight's title track, License to Kill, in the opening. I feel that if they used Patti LaBelle's If You Ask Me To in the opening sequence of the James Bond movie, that it would have been a big hit. But unfortunately, Timothy Dalton was such a dud at James Bond that nobody remembers the movie, and the song got lost until Celine Dion picked it up and made it a huge hit. But I always felt Patti LaBelle was robbed of having a huge hit with this song. And my favorite Patti LaBelle song was when she was just LaBelle in the group LaBelle. Of course, it's Lady Marmalade, and I was looking forward all week to seeing this performance at the Pacific Amphitheater of Lady Marmalade, and just wait to see what happens with that. I bought a ticket for this concert, and it was a $25 discount ticket, and it was in row Y. Well, when I got there, I was looking at all the empty seats and stuff way below me. I looked at the dots on the blue dots on the seating chart, and I went down to row G. I went down to like the $90 ticket area, and I sat my butt there, and no one knew, no one cared. So that's a little trick. Always look for the blue dots that aren't sold when you go to a concert. All right, so the night begins with the OJs, and this poor guy, look at him. He's having microphone problems here. Oh, damn! I don't know how to work this thing. But meanwhile, he's just like moving around here. You know, he's smoothing it up there. You know, this guy's like 84, and he's just like, I'm just gonna move on with it. Here, let me try. Oh, I still can't get this microphone right here. But here, you know what? I'm going to try to do some moves. Well, while this guy's just like, grooving. Now I'm going to try to groove this. I'm going to try to do these really bad dance moves here. All right, you better watch out. Oh my God, where did I learn this? I don't know where I learned this from. Whoa, the Jack Tripper Dance Academy? Whoa, but yeah, so here goes. Okay, and another thing you should never do is show on the screen how empty your concert is. Look at all those blue seats. My God, you don't want to show people that. But you know what? He's not bothered by the empty seats. He just wants to move and groove. There I go. I'm gonna try to do this. I got my microphone all worked out. I'm just gonna groove on over here. Now I'm gonna move over here now and just groove along. But unfortunately, look what happens. More. Oh my God, this guy just can't get it together with his microphone. What's wrong with him? Now let's see how they do with their set list. Let's see if they play all 5 songs that were in my top 5 for the OJs. Here are the set list highlights. Now remember, I had 5 songs in a top 5 because that's what top 5 is, 5 songs. And I only played 4 highlights. What's missing? Used to Be My Girl. Why didn't they do that? I mean, this is ironic because the very first song on their set list is Give the People What They Want. Well, you know what people wanted? They wanted to hear Used to Be My Girl. Come on, that's a radio hit. You still hear that in grocery stores now. At CVS, you're standing there waiting in line and you hear Used to Be My Girl. Why can't I hear it at an OJ's concert? I don't know. Okay, so let me give you the rest of the set list. It was Backstabbers, I Want You Here With Me, Darling, Darling Babies, parentheses, Sweet Tender Love, Family Reunion, Loving You, I Love Music, For the Love of Money, Living for the Weekend, Love Train. Did you hear it used to be My Girl in that set list? No, you did not. See, it really bothers me because that was a 70s staple. As far as the actual performance goes, I felt at times, despite these classics that I was listening to, and I know these guys are up in age and they're out there on their last tour, and good for them for being out there. But there was actually some times when I felt it was amateur hour. An amateur hour for this group that has been around. The OJ brand has been around since 1958. So why am I thinking amateur hour? I don't know. That was a big problem I had. And I didn't think that the production was as strong or as clear as it could have been. I mean, there's times when For the Love of Money sounded a little muffled. The guy with his questionable dancing and his microphone issues and stuff. I actually kind of felt like I was watching a band that you would hire for your wedding or a cruise ship or something. And I don't want to feel that way about the OJs, but being perfectly honest, I did. I will still give them 3 microphones because they were entertaining, they were fun, they need to just add that 1 song on the set list. But for what it was, for opening for Patti, I'll give them some kudos, but it's time for them to, head to the finish line. You guys had a wonderful career, gave us some classics, and we thank you. So there you go. There are the OJs. And now let's move on to Patti LaBelle. Now, I gotta tell you, I've been looking forward to seeing her sing Lady Marmalade. I've been excited all week. I've been telling people at my work. I've been saying I am excited to see the original artist performing Lady Marmalade. And someone said to me, "Oh, you're going to see Christina Aguilera?" I said, "No." "Oh, you're going to see Pink?" No. Lil' Kim? No. Maya? No, those girls did a wonderful cover of Lady Marmalade for the movie Moulin Rouge, but they're not the original artists. The original artist I'm talking about is Patti LaBelle. I'm like, oh, okay. Never heard of her. Anyway, so yeah, this is what I deal with. I work with some people that are younger than me, and they're in a different generation, and I get a lot of blank stares sometimes when I talk about music from the 80s and the 70s and further back. So this is what I'm dealing with. But Patti LaBelle singing Lady Marmalade, that was worth it. That's why I said to myself, I am going to gotta go to the fair and see Patti LaBelle perform Lady Marmalade. I've been excited about this, okay? So, and I have, and the Beverly Hills Cop songs, when I had that soundtrack in 1984, I used to play it all the time. That was one of the best soundtracks. Remember soundtracks? Remember how good soundtracks were? The 80s were like the peak of soundtracks. And I remember Beverly Hills Cop. You had Stir It Up, and you had New Attitude. Loved it. I loved On My Own with Michael McDonald. I loved If You Ask Me To. I mean, these are 5 great songs that I was excited to see. I was like really, really excited. I mean, I almost ate that Captain Crunch chicken sandwich because I was so excited to see Patti LaBelle. So Patti starts out strong. I mean, her voice is great. Her energy is great. She's engaging with the audience. She's up there having fun. And I'm going to go this set list. Instead of listing all the songs, I'm going to progressively go through the songs on a set list here. Now, the song she opens with is When You've Been Blessed, parentheses, Feels Like Heaven. And then it's Love, Need, and Want You, and The Right Kind of Lover. I'm like, okay, these are really good songs, all right? And it makes me even more excited that I'm going to hear these other 5 songs this evening. These other 5 songs I'm really excited for.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I would like to say to you, I'm feeling so great tonight. I am 82 years young. Feeling like I'm 25. Woo! Can I get 'em? Heck yeah! My, this is a song that I, woo, child. Break it down. Hold up. My musical director, Mr. Stanton Lewis. He's been with me for 19 years. I recorded this with Michael McDonald.
So she's singing the first of the 5 songs I've been excited about, On My Own. Now, you saw in the cold open of this review that she did forget the words. And you know what? She handled that beautifully. She sang her mistake, covered it beautifully, and proceeded to do a beautiful rendition of the song. And ironically, after she forgot the words to On My Own, but recovered beautifully, she sang I Keep Forgetting, which is a cover of the Michael McDonald song. And I'm like, you're doing a cover of a Michael McDonald song in your set list. That's fine because you did a duet with Michael McDonald, but you're going to replace one of your own songs with a cover. I was a little skeptical at that point. Now, I love Patti kicking off her shoes there and stuff like that, but you notice something there. The backup singers were doing all the work mostly with this song. But it's okay because Patti's having fun. I understand that. But I kept thinking, She started at 9:05, and I think the Pacific Amphitheater has either a 10 o'clock or 10:30 curfew. So I'm like, you're going to have to pack some songs in here. Why doing a cover? So she did. I keep forgetting. Okay? And then she goes into Somebody Loves You, Baby. You know who it is. That's the name of the song. And then she goes into When You Talk About Love. And she did this little extended bit where she interacted with this guy in the audience who was a big fan. And now, I adore when artists do this, but I felt this went on a little too long. But this, by the way, is the first instance of something like this happening tonight.
Dad, I found you. Oh, come close so I can see you. Come over there. Oh, Jesus. He said, I swear for God I could die tonight. Woo! Talk, fool.
Hey, when I tell y'all, I fell in love with this woman since I was 12 years old. 1995 Soul Train Awards. Soul Train Awards. When you sung Stay With Me, and over the Flower of the Rainbow, I fell in love with you. I was 12 years old, 7th grade. I swear to God, I've been in love with you ever since. I swear to you.
Hi, baby. Here, come here, sweetie. Pass it on. Pass the mic to the baby.
I love you, Miss Patti.
Now, like I said, this is a very sweet gesture from the artist, from Miss Patti. But I'm like, Pacific Amphitheater is like really on a tight schedule here. And I'm like, you still got to do 4 of my songs, all right? 4 of my songs. Something else happens. Look at this. Now, look at this. This Jeff Bradshaw character, who's part of the band, he does a trombone solo, which is fine. But he's up there, trying to sell his album with a QR code, of all things, a QR code. I am not going to scan that QR code. You know what? I know what his name is. His name is Jeff Bradshaw. If I'm interested in his music, I can go on my phone and look him up. I can Google him, and I can go on Apple Music if I want to buy his thing. But don't be blatantly trying to promote your album during a Patti LaBelle concert. Don't do that to me. She could be up there singing If You Ask Me To, and I'm stuck here looking at your stupid QR code. Why don't you sell your album up at with the merchandise, with the t-shirts? Put your QR code there. Don't put it on the screen. Shameful, I say. Shameful. And then Patti does like probably about a 5-minute type of in memoriam to prominent African-American musicians, actors, and such. And then we go into this. Now, this is something that's very difficult for me to critique because she's doing something wonderful. There's a fan, that young girl there. She was in a wheelchair. And you can tell, like, she's so excited that Patti LaBelle is about to bring her on stage and give her flowers and stuff like that. But I think the way it was executed was very awkward. You can see that they're lifting her up. Now remember, she was in a wheelchair, so she's got to be extremely uncomfortable and struggling with her strength or whatever. And I think probably the better way to have done this was to have her already seated there, probably from the beginning of the concert, and have her like sitting from the sidelines backstage, and then bringing her out to celebrate her, which is what Patti is doing. And that's where I'm like, this is a wonderful thing you're doing, Patti. So it did take, I think this whole part was about like 5 minutes or whatever. And I'm like, and then she sings a song called You Are My Friend to her, and it's very touching. And I'm like, okay, this is really nice. But what I was thinking is, okay, she did the thing with the other fan prior, Then we had the trombone guy trying to peddle his album. And then we had the In Memoriam, which I found, am I at the Oscars? Am I at the Grammys? And then this, and I'm like, I looked at the time, and I just had a realization of this particular instance right here needed to be done in an abbreviated manner. Didn't need the trombone player trying to peddle his music. The In Memoriam, we didn't need that. And the first fan interaction went on too long, and it's taking away from the presentation of the music, which we pay to see. When we buy a ticket, we are going into a contract with the artist, and the artist has an obligation to give us the music. And now, after Patti sings a song to her, we start hearing the opening of Lady Marmalade. Oh my God. This is the final song, because I've been following her set list at other cities, and Lady Marmalade is always the finale. So, we did not get If You Ask Me To. We did not get New Attitude, and we did not get Stir It Up. All right, so I'm annoyed. And then I'm watching this here, and Patti is messing around with the lyrics to Lady Marmalade. And now here's the thing about Lady Marmalade. The narrative of the song is about a New Orleans sex worker. She's a hooker. Why are you singing, interacting with a child on a song about a woman who's a hooker? Now, I know that the kid has no idea, probably what the song is about. But as an audience member looking at that, it felt a little icky. I was like, this is icky. So right off the bat, I'm very disappointed about the presentation of Lady Marmalade. I felt that they could have found a song for Patti and the child to like a sweet little song, turn it into a duet. If You Ask Me To would have been beautiful, or anything. I don't care, a cover or whatever. This is just not appropriate. I was very stunned that I was witnessing this. And it only goes downhill from here, okay? Because she then asks if there are 5 males that want to come up to the stage. And of course they were pre-selected, through probably a VIP pass or something like that. So then she brings up 5 males, and things really get worse. Here they come. They're all coming up here. And now take a look at what's going on here.
Let me put my shirt down. All right. Let me see. Okay, baby. Okay. Whoa, Lord. Can you guys sing? Can you guys dance? What? Somebody better sing. All right, honey. Your turn. Come on up. What's your name? What do you do?
I'm a chef.
You're a chef. Can you sing or dance? Hit it. 1, 2, go.
Oh, I'm in misery here. I mean, here's the thing. When I saw No Doubt at the Sphere, when Gwen Stefani leads the band in doing Just a Girl, she does a little thing with the audience where she brings up some women and they do I'm Just a Girl, I'm Just a Girl. But here's the difference. Gwen sings the song as it was recorded in its entirety before doing that little thing in the middle. She didn't mess around with that. She did that little bit there, but you got the feel that you heard the song Just a Girl. This is just the opposite, because we never hear the song in its entirety. We can't even get like full verses out. She's messing with the lyrics. It's all scattered. And I'm thinking, this is the song that made you. This is a song that everybody wants to hear. They don't want it to be all in this debacle. And I don't care about these guys going, gitchy, gitchy, yeah. You know what? Gitchy, your ass off the stage. I don't want to hear you guys. I want to hear Patti LaBelle singing the song in its entirety. And then she wants to do this nonsense when she completes like the end part of the song, then bring them up in an extended version and do that. But at least we would have heard the song as it's meant to be heard. So this was a huge letdown, and I was I remember when it was over, I was walking up, I was talking to myself, and people probably thought I was crazy, but I'm like, I can't believe that I've been waiting all week, and this is what happens. This is one of the biggest letdowns I've had in a concert in a long time, because there are certain classics that I look forward to hearing, that I expect to hear at a show. I mean, it would be like going to a Madonna concert and she comes out to sing Material Girl and she doesn't sing it, she messes around with the lyrics, and she has like girls come up and, just sing various parts of the song, and you never get to hear the song. That would be devastating to me. And this here was very devastating, because there are some songs that are just downright classics, and you get the opportunity to hear them from the artist. It's a very exciting thing. So this whole thing really changed my grade of the performance, along with that trombone player trying to sell his music with that QR code. And I just, the In Memoriam stopped the concert in its tracks as well. So, and the thing is, she performed from 9:05 to 10:15. She only went 70 minutes, and all these great songs were left off the set list. So now here's how I'm going to grade this. As far as her voice goes, as far as Patti LaBelle, the person, goes, I mean, I'd give her a 4 for her singing. Between a 4 and a 5. 4 and 5 microphones for her singing. But that's not what I'm grading. I am grading the concert, the presentation. And unfortunately, I had to give it 2 microphones. I know. I'm looking back going, God, the OJs, I barely gave them a 3, but they did all their songs in their entirety despite, some production issues and things like that. But Patti wasted a lot of time. And it wasn't fair to the audience, because there are songs we want to hear. And it was a huge letdown. And I'm very, very sad. Now, it's not going to deter me from giving her a second chance if she comes around to the fair next year or wherever. I'd give her a second chance. It's very disappointing. I mean, Rod Stewart kind of did the same thing to us this year, and ironically, he sang Love Train, but the OJs, he closes with a cover. So I don't know. It's been a very problematic year for these veteran artists. So I'm sorry, Patti, but I'll give you a second chance. So OJ's 3 microphones, Patti 2. But I just want to point out that I thought Patti's voice was great, and I loved her enthusiasm, and I loved her stage presence. But these problems that I had, I just can't overlook in an overall and tell people, hey, you're going to a Patti LaBelle concert? Should I tell them to spend money? I can't really do that in this instance. So there you go. There's Patti LaBelle and the OJs. Now, my next reviews, I already saw Lionel Richie and Earth, Wind, and Fire, so I'll be working on that. And also John Cougar Mellencamp is coming up, and Pat Benatar with Neil Giraldo and Tori Amos by the end of the month. So I'll have all those reviews for you. So until then, save us, and I'll see.
I love you. Woo! Thank you. My